it took me back to the day then when we heard John was hit. It just felt like my heart sank, felt really sad.
Shock and disappointment for the father of John Causland after Bonnie Hicks was found not guilty of negligent driving and operating under the influence in connection with a tragic crash that left the 17-year-old clinging to life in a coma. During our interview this week, Manny Causland held back tears, unable to name the woman who nearly killed his son nearly 2 years ago.
I couldn't look at the person, so...
Last Friday, a jury of 4 men and 2 women returned the verdict in Waltham District Court. The trial was delayed because the Waltham police officer who arrested Hicks had been deployed to Iraq. Before the trial finally began, Hicks pleaded guilty to additional charges of unregistered operation, uninsured operation, and driving without an inspection sticker. She was fined $1,000, leaving the jury to hear only evidence about the day in question. Attorneys on both sides presented differing interpretations of what happened around 6:20 a.m. on November 29, 2009, as John made his way to work at Waltham Crossings at the then-new intersection of Smith Street and Trapello Road. John has no memory of the tragic crash, so he was unable to say exactly what happened.
I can remember the day before the accident, like, vividly. It's kind of strange. But then, up until that day, I can't remember anything until, like, February.
One of his coworkers was waiting at a traffic light when he was struck, but she was unable to recall every detail on the stand. Hicks's attorney, Randy Chapman, delivered one fiery argument after another, ultimately placing the blame for what he called an unavoidable crash firmly on John.
John Causland was wearing black shoes, black pants, a dark gray sweatshirt, and under that was a black vest. He likely had an iPod on, and perhaps even a hood. He just ran out.
Prosecutor David Clayton was much less animated.
Straight, unobstructed roadway.
Hicks testified that she saw a lot before her SUV struck John, too much not to have seen him.
She says she sees Monica LeBlanc's car stopped. She says that she can see the markings in the roadway. She says that she can see the gas station on the right. But what didn't she see? She didn't even see him when she struck him.
During the 3-day trial, John sat with his dad, his sister Jessica, and mom Mary in the front row, with scars from his brain surgery clearly visible. Hicks, a 45-year-old office worker in Waltham who lives in Billerica, showed little emotion, blinking and wearing a worried look. So was Hicks drunk? Her lawyer conceded that she was drinking, but he said she slept at her friend's house and woke up the next morning to let her dog out at home. He attacked Waltham Police's assessment of Hicks at the crash scene and after her arrest.
Who was having more trouble in that video anyways? Was it Bonnie Hicks or Sergeant Scapone working the computer?
He even described his client as grossly overweight. He said that her weight and sleeping issues combined with her shock about the crash led her to fail sobriety tests such as heel to toe and standing on one foot.
If you have a lot of other problems, these tests, you aren't going to pass them.
Clayton responded that Hicks told police she drank 4 glasses of wine and she had red and glassy eyes and smelled of alcohol. Not only did she fail sobriety tests, but she was unable to provide the zip code for her residence of 11 years and other basic facts when questioned during booking.
You know, it's my cell phone number and I don't really call it. Well, what's interesting about that is when he asked her for her home phone number, she said she doesn't have a home phone. She only has a cell phone. That's the only phone that she has for people to call her on.
He also played back the 911 call in which Hicks's speech sounds slurred.
Please don't be a pedestrian. On 1st Street.
The jury was unconvinced, acquitting Hicks on both counts.
To this day, will refuse to let anger enter me. I can't do that. John needs us to be strong, to be positive.
John is now 19, enrolled in 3 courses at Mass Bay, having graduated this year from Waltham High.
I still don't have all my balance back, but I haven't fallen or any of that lately, but I mean, it is what it is. I wish it could be better.
He still works at Waltham Crossings.
I feel like I'm more mature now than I was. Like, I don't take things for granted anymore.
It will be 7 years before his brain fully heals, and until then, his family will keep a very careful eye on him. In the meantime, the Causlands will bring a civil suit against Hicks, but Manny said he can't discuss the details.
We're not looking for anything other than a long-term for John, because we don't... Part of my victim impact statement was that we were sentenced in this case. We were given a life sentence. I don't know if 10 minutes from now John will be fine, or if, an hour from now he'll be fine.
For Waltham Newswatch, this is Chris Wangler.